Hey, Nick, hey. First of all, I'm trying to figure out how you got a Houston accent in Ghana.
I'm from America. I'm just visiting.
Okay, you visiting. Okay, cause how about that was my next question. Like, man, I need to get out there. I wanna check the scenery. I wanna.
Oh, let me know. I do tours to Africa. I've been to 20 different African countries. I've been to 70 countries worldwide. I'll be
Oh,
bringing groups
we
out
best
here.
friends. We new best friends. All you gotta do is send me your Instagram, email me that so I can follow you. And yeah,
Okay,
we new
yeah,
best friends.
I'll do that. Most definitely. All right, we're gonna take it from the top, and like I say, I'll edit it so all of that I can cut it off. Um,
Okay, no
First
problem.
and foremost, Queen, welcome to the podcast. It's definitely an honor to have you. You know, like I said before, you arguably, if not the greatest female battle rapper in world history. So it's truly an
I like
honor.
that.
You know, and I'm
I
not
like
just
that.
saying that. You know, right? It's the truth. It's facts. So I want to start off by just kind of touching on current events. What's your thoughts on the diss tracks that's been flying around? Kendrick dropped some, then J. Cole respond, and Drake, then Ross. You know,
Yeah.
so
I think it's good for hip hop. As long as we can just keep it hip hop. Drake don't look like, he's the type that gonna go take it to the street. But also, jealousy is a motherfucker. So you can have I love the energy. People treating Drake a certain way because he light skinned. People were saying that he don't write his rhymes as well. So that is causing a little friction. I think him and Cole is. I think him and Kendrick are great MCs. I just lean toward Drake more. You know what I'm saying? I think that the difference with them. I think I look at Kendrick more of a Tupac, more of a poet, whereas with Biggie or with Drake, I'm not saying Drake and Biggie the same, but with them, those type of people, it's the metaphors, it's the you know what I'm saying? Kendrick is a beautiful storyteller and he knows how to pimp the pen. But Drake will come in with the what I mean, like with the metaphors and the relatable stuff. So I'm here for the entertainment aspect of it.
oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, as a fan, I'm enjoying all of it because I know people take sides, but I like all their music. I don't know if that's acceptable to say that. You know, I rock with
Yeah, of
all of
course
them.
it is. Of course it is. Like you drawing
They all
alliance to
dope.
people that people we never met before going to war. I think that's a little crazy. But as far as whatever your taste is, pause. That's your prerogative.
Right, right. Now I wanted to ask you about J. Cole, he had put out a diss track, but maybe like a day or so later, he made a public apology because he felt like that was something he just shouldn't have did at all. And some people was kind of disappointed, and then other people felt like, he was manning up to a mistake that he made, as you coming from that battle rap world, how do you feel about that?
I gotta respect that man's decision, and I say that because um, there's two sides to it. Like Lil Boosie was saying that we here for the entertainment part, but sometimes we got people in our entourage who ain't rap too tight and might take it to real beef. So I respect Cole for saying that he want to remove that type of energy from his life. That's why I don't battle rap. You know what I'm saying? The last one that I did, it was hard for me to get in that space because when you work so hard as a human being on your inner peace, you know what I mean, to write those type of things is difficult. That's how me and Remy squashed our beef because what happened was she had did a freestyle on the radio station down here with Tony Reds, and she said my name in it, and it looked like this when Rem first came home, so it looked like she was on some. She forgot that my name was even in it. It wasn't like she was intentional, and from my opinion. So I started writing all kind of raps to tear her head off, and I just wasn't in that space anymore. So then I wrote the song Homage, where I'm shouting out all the female rappers. I'm giving everybody love, and that's how me and Rim ended up squashing our beef because outside of entertainment, we are human beings. When we are people, and you just never know what Cole is going through or where he's at spiritually, where that just might not be on his radar. You know, it would have been entertainment for us, and it would have been fun for us to see what's going on. But you know, It is what it is.
I wanted to ask
It's
you
all
because you
good.
had brought this up. You had spoke on ghostwriting, and like I say, you coming from that cloth. How do you feel about ghostwriting? Is it a space for that in hip hop? Should it be frowned upon, or you
Um, yeah. One second. Ghostwriting. See, that's the thing, right? Um, it's a funny situation because there's female rappers out here who people consider to be the best of all time and consider, they get ranked in the top 4 or 5. And to be honest with you, they had writers, and it's evident. So me personally, I write my rhymes. You know what I mean? Like when you be in a competitive sport, but if you sitting here writing hit records and you sitting here, you got somebody writing with you or even a reference and you switch it up, that's been going on forever in hip hop. The first record that ever came out, Rapper's Delight, Big Bang Hank ain't write his verse. So that's the foundation we built on.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It just seemed like it's a big stigmatism in hip hop. Like you said, it's been going on, but even in comedy or R&B or acting, a lot of times there are
Yeah.
other people that write it. But in hip hop, it's like it's almost people are shame you for it. And then let me say, okay, now I wanted to ask you about this. About the AI diss tracks. When Drake put his little track out, some people in the comments was like, "Is this a real track? Is this, really him?" How do you feel about that? The internet being able to take your vocals and create something that you didn't create as an artist.
Um, it's real scary business. Like me as a rapper, I'd appreciate a verse from Biggie or Tupac, but even before I always felt funny about people getting a verse from somebody after they passed away. You know what I mean? Like I just always felt funny about that. As far as AI is concerned, it's really scary when it comes to the music and regular day life. So, but I knew it was Drake. I knew it was Drake the way he put it together. Yeah. I think, in my personal opinion, um, if I can make this prediction, I think it'd be dope that Drake is putting this one out. Everybody going crazy over it. Everybody think this the one, and he gonna come with another one that is just even sicker.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how it play out. You had spoke on something a little bit earlier, like when you get into battle rap, some people go to a dark place. They willing to say any and everything. Um, with given with J. Cole's apology, do you think at any point that hip hop will shift to a point where it's like, okay, well, we won't say certain things, like we'll have a line, and especially like with cancel culture, do you feel like that's disturbing people's creative, artistic license or freedom of speech? Like, what's your stance on that? Should we be able to say whatever we want in the battle, or should it be limits?
I think that as far the person who's the most disrespectful, the person with the most dirt, normally wins these things. It's that type of competition. But I think there should be boundaries drawn. I think like disrespecting people who passed away, disrespecting the deceased. I think that's crazy. I think talking about people's children in a disrespectful way, in a disrespectful manner, I think that's crazy. So it should be, like it's just certain things that I think is just off limits. But that's where we are with hip hop now. So, and and that's the thing that bothers me. It's like it's the only field of entertainment where it's like we bashing each other, we killing each other, breaking each other down, just saying the most disgusting things. It's not, that doesn't happen everywhere.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. Now I gotta ask you. You just dropped a single, "Praise." If you could talk about that, what influenced you to make that type of record? Will you be making more records like that? And for the viewers who haven't had a chance to check it out, let them know what it means to you.
Um, I was just at the time when that I came up with that record. That's the space that I was in. Um, I've been through a lot, So in my career, it's just weird because I was celebrated so much as a battle rapper or that type of rapper. I pigeonholed myself and I put myself in a position where that's the only content I made. But getting older and just experiencing life, getting more mature, and just experiencing so many different situations, I'd rather make music like that. What helped me get freedom was I started writing R&B songs and pop songs for other people, and I was able to see other aspects of my talent. So that's what just made me say that I'm just gonna make the music that I feel, and I'm getting a great response from it. So um, I want to lean towards that. I don't want to make music of a low frequency anymore. I have a different perspective of life, and I'm focused on going someplace else.
Right, right. I salute you. I salute you because, I mean, your art is like a reflection of your soul, your mind state, and where you at. You gotta grow. You gotta mature. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you,
that's
thank you.
a salute to you
So
for that. Uh huh.
at that time, I have a whole body of work that I was working on that was gonna be like not gospel music, but music for the people that feel like the church forgot them. In the process of me working on that album and putting it out, I lost my mom, and now I see the world totally different again. So the music that I'm making is just gonna be from the heart, and the music that I'm making is just gonna be for people who I feel like that sound is not out there for them.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Condolences to you, Queen, and I appreciate you, taking that extra step because it is a lot of people that's going through stuff and they looking for that, especially from the females because, it's just so much going on right now, especially post COVID. People struggling mentally. We done lost so many people, so I definitely salute you for that. Art just is a major coping mechanism for a lot of people. They can express whatever they want to express on that pen and that pad and it just might keep them from going over the top. So I appreciate you for that. Now, how you feel about like I guess they call it is it ageism in hip hop? For so long it was considered like a young man or young woman's game, but you got people like Nas, he on fire, he dropping 4, 5 albums, and the people was loving it. How do you see yourself, in the future? Like, are you about to drop an album? Do you see you dropping multiple albums, or even getting back in the ring? Where do you see yourself at?
Um, I didn't even really want to do music, like I said, after my mom. I felt like I lost my song, but I'm just working. Like I said, I have a bunch of music that I'm making. And that's not the only thing that we focused on. We have businesses. I have a crown company. I have so many different companies that we focused on. So the main objective is just to be successful and win. I have a studio in the house, like I said, and I don't know exactly where we going with it, but I know that I gotta go with it. We just signed distribution with Sparta, which is a 300s independent company. So shout out to the squad over there, Sparta. Shout out to Kevin Lyles. Um, and like I said, I just have a bunch of music that I wanna share with the world. I'm inspired to do something outside of what got me popular.
Right, that's what's up. That's
So as
inspiring.
far as
Now, okay.
ageism, let me answer your question. But as far as ageism is concerned, the beauty of the music industry right now is that you have streaming services, you have all type of because you asked a two-part question. So you have everything now where you don't have to depend on the the quote unquote mainstream. So you have artists like Nas, but you have artists like Rick Ross. You know, and I think that is beautiful to introduce that into hip hop, where we're not judging people for their age because you have all of these rap groups and rock groups that travel forever. Rock and roll groups, they put music out. They have people who support them. So I just feel like we're in a beautiful space for that, where independence is king, and you could just make music and find your audience.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now I want to ask you. You had spoke about having different companies and different ventures. I think I had seen online that you was getting into films, directing films. Can you
Hmm.
speak on that a little bit?
Yeah. Shout out to my team. I have I have a good team. So right now we're working on a movie called Dog Nappers, and just basically briefly, it's about some kids who start kidnapping dogs and holding them for ransom. It's a comedy, great storyline, and it's for the family. So we're working on that right now. But my main characters, they in school. So as soon as they get out of school, we'll be able to get back to filming. And yeah, that's one of the things that we have. Like I said, we got a ton of equipment. We're working on podcasts because I'm moving towards being vegan. So we're doing a show about 1,000 different ways you can make mushrooms. Got my artist Dolly B, her single "Valid." We're about to run that up on TikTok, and before they get TikTok out the country. Um, so yeah, it's just about staying in motion and working.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I had kind of asked you about this earlier before we had got disconnected. What was your introduction to hip hop? You know, how did you get exposed to it? And if you could just talk about your family's connection to it.
Okay. I grew up. My mom promoted Rappers Delight. Rappers Delight is the first song that's come out in hip hop. Rap music. But the crazy part is they didn't make me want to rap. I just grew up around it, so it was in my blood. But one night I heard audio too. Milk is chilling, Gizmo's illin'. So that song, I'm up late night. I remember I was listening to it. My mother had a white velvet couch, and I'm listening to the song. So I wrote down on the manila folder cat, rat, bat, all of those things. And when she got home, I don't know what time it was. I know the sun was coming up. And when she got home, she wrote my first rap. And a bug bit me, and I just been rapping all through these streets ever since.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So you said your mom helped you write your first rap? Is that what you
No,
said?
my mother wrote my first rap. See, Ghost Riders. See, we talked about Ghost Riders. I don't remember my first rap I wrote. I only remember the rap she wrote.
That's phenomenal. I appreciate you sharing that. I really do.
Thank you.
Now, this is something else I wanted to talk about because I think it's important. Now, you signed to Def Jam. If you could kind of speak on what that process was like. Did you have a demo? Did you have a manager? Was you trying to get signed? Did you just spit a verse for somebody and they just was like, "Come with me"? You know, because Def Jam is a staple in hip hop. It's like the epitome of hip hop.
Thank you. It was actually all the above. So what happened was they had a segment in the morning on Hot 97 here in New York City called Check the Rhyme. And I didn't listen to it all the time, and I didn't call in all the time. That was the weird part about it, because I didn't have a ride to school most of the time, so I'm walking to school. But this particular morning, um, I had heard call in. Something just told me in my spirit to call in, my intuition. So I called in. Skeletor picked up the phone. He was like, "You a girl?" And said, "Yeah." And I rapped 5 days in a row on Hot 97. You rap against somebody else. So I knew by Wednesday I was gonna win. And I went up there on the radio station that following, I think Tuesday, because that Monday was Martin Luther King Day. And I was rapping on the radio, and a bunch of different people calling in, radios, record labels calling in. Ed Lover chose that we go to Def Jam. There was a bunch of people who called in, but again, I went to Bad Boy twice. I rapped for Harv Pierre. I rapped for Puff Daddy. Um, I was with Fat Joe, a bunch of different people. So before I got signed my actual deal, I got on fire. Like I had a manager, he was shopping my demo. Nothing really happened. I rapped at the barber shop in my neighborhood, and it just so happened that the barbers in there they knew everybody, so they took me around. And I was rapping for everybody, but nothing was moving. I was even running with Lil Kim and them for about 5-10 minutes, and that was happening. But when I rapped on that radio, boy, that's when it that's when it took over.
Three more questions, then I'm gonna be let you get back to business. Now you ever thought about writing a book or doing like a, everybody doing a, what do they call them, biopics or something like that, doing a story about your life on film?
Yeah, this thing just keep unfolding. So I ain't want to write it until it's done. Right now, And unfortunately, my mom's story, you know, so I'd work on hers. We were working on her book and everything because my mom, like I said, the Sugar Hill Gang, my aunt owned Sugar Hill Records, and my mom went state to state to convince the radio people to play this new genre of music. So my mom is, has a part, a hand in this hip hop thing as well. So yeah, I'll do hers, and then I'll just. The story ain't over yet with me. We gotta see what's the next step.
Right, right. I can dig it. I can dig it. Wow, that's just amazing to have that strong family history. Because a lot of people they don't even know their family history, let alone to have some people that contributed to something so great. Hip hop just celebrated 50 years, so that just lets you know what the
Yeah,
people did. Let me see. Okay. Now I wanted to ask you. Okay. Now my first introduction to you was the symphony. That's when I first heard.
yeah. I was a kid too.
Right, right. Now I want to just ask you about that because that video was so dope. That song was so dope. You was on there with some giants, with Mev, with Red, with EPMD. How did that track come about? And then if you could just talk about the video a little bit.
So the track came about because when I had rapped on the radio that day, Redman heard me first, and then Redman called Eric Sermon, and then Eric Sermon called Kevin Liles. So that's how we even got to Def Jam. And because they were the ones, because the Death Squad people were the ones who told them about what's going on with me, they just wanted to work with me immediately. So I remember riding in the car. They sent me car service. I was with my homeboy Tommy at the time, and I had a verse, but I didn't think it hit hard enough, so I wrote another verse, and then that was the one that ended up being on the record. And the video, they wanted me to play the lady from Misery, the lady who hit your feet with the. But I was like, nah, I'm in high school. Why y'all want me to be that old bitch? So Dave Mays, shout out to Dave Mays, he was the director, and I told him I had suggested Carrie, which I thought would have been a better fit, and it was. So yeah, shout out them, shout out Red Meth, Funk Dot, and yeah, the whole gang over there. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, that video was so dope. Yeah, you killed it at the end. So I guess
Thank
this would be my last question, and it's in reference to that. You being a female MC, did you feel? I mean, just to be on a track with them, period, male or female. But did you feel an extra amount of pressure? And then, how did you deal with it being a female MC preparing for a track like that? Did it make a difference at all, or not really?
I never. It's crazy because I'm a tomboy, so I've been oblivious to male, female. Even though as a grown woman now, I see the difference. Everything's obvious, but at that time, I just wanted to prove myself that I'm the best and could be the best. So I never really looked at it as pressure, like, oh, I'm a girl and I gotta, nah, like I gotta get on here and murder everybody on the track, male or female, and that's just always been my focal point. But as an adult, I see yes, sex has played a big role in a lot of things.
Right, right. Yeah, I had to ask you because women's rights is still an ongoing thing. Y'all fighting for it, but in hip hop, it's just so much stuff behind the scenes, so you never really know. And who better to ask than the
But
greatest? You know what I'm
it's crazy because I have such a dominant personality. Some things I might get treated a certain way for because I'm a female, but other situations I might get treated a certain way because I have a masculine personality, or sometimes it just you just never know. So it's like it's rough over here.
saying? Yeah, yeah. But you doing your thing. You've been doing it
Cause
for a while.
a lot of men out here is bitches nowadays. I ain't gonna lie to you. So like,
Exactly.
calling my phone. It's more men calling my phone asking to borrow clothes or asking to borrow money. It don't be the females. If the females borrow something from me, they pay it right back. To be honest with you, I got so many sons right now. It's ridiculous. So I know women is fighting for rights, but men is turning into the new women. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, yeah. You right about that. So the last thing for the viewers who want to tap into your current projects and your future ventures. Do you got a website? You on social media? What's the best way that they can tap
Yep.
in to what you're doing and what you got to come?
I think the website is I am she God. Don't quote me, man. We just switched it over. But you could go to my Instagram page. I am Lady Luck. On Twitter, I am Lady Luck. TikTok, it's she God. I am she God. Cause I lost the other password. But we lit over there. Yeah, DM me. We got the email. We got my manager, Jack Doe. Shout out to Amber Lay. Shout out Dolly B. Grace Entertainment. Producers. I got a bunch of female producers I'm working with. So shout out to the gang.
All right, all right. So thank you again, Queen. I truly appreciate you. It's definitely been an honor. Definitely
Thank you for your
inspired.
patience too. Thank you for your
Oh
patience,
yeah, no
Tay. We
doubt,
gotta
no
take a trip
doubt.
this
Oh
year,
yeah,
so
yeah.
let's
I'll send
email.
the Instagram to you. Yeah, yeah. I
Alright, so bro.
appreciate you, and I appreciate the viewers for tuning in. It's been another phenomenal episode of Taye Speaks. So until next time, peace.
Alright, Taye.